Hi, it's Mike and KK. We're coming to you tonight for Conquering Your Goliath, our first official series. And tonight we're going to talk about things like what do opportunities look like? What does an obstacle look like? And sometimes can they look like the exact same thing? A lot of times in my life, what I found out is my biggest opportunities are things I didn't even look at as opportunities because they were things that just scared me away. They were maybe sometimes naysayers, people close to me in my life that maybe spoke some negative comments, said some negative things in my life, and instead of seeing that as an opportunity, I just looked at it as, yeah, that's not something I should probably do. We got to keep our eyes open to it. I'm going to have KK share here in just a minute. I was probably one of KK's biggest Goliaths, or her biggest obstacles on her journey she started. Not on purpose. Obviously, I love my daughter more than anything in the world, but out of the caring father, sometimes things come out to where I became the obstacle. I'm going to ask KK to share a little bit about that here tonight. So.
When I was presented with the opportunity that has helped my husband and I get to where we are today and have our success, the opportunity for me was direct sales. And for me, we had a lot of opportunities or obstacles to overcome. One of them being naysayers.
I think my exact words were something like, I don't want you to become one of those people.
He said, don't do one of those things. He also told me only 2% of people are ever successful in those things. Do you really think that's gonna be you? He said things like that to me, but little did he know, or he tries to tell me now that he did know, that he was trying to push me and motivate me to go succeed. And so I had him not supporting me. My husband wasn't supporting me. We had no money. I knew nothing about direct sales. I knew nothing about the industry that I had gotten into. So I had a lot of obstacles coming my way, but for me, I always looked at them as challenges, and I knew if I could overcome them, I could get to the success that I wanted to have, because the beauty of self-employed businesses or sales, like we're both in, is you can choose your own success. So that's really what I went after.
What made you still decide to choose to follow your path, even though I was being an obstacle in your way?
I like to prove people wrong, mainly you sometimes.
But what did you see in that opportunity that you said, my dad, who's one of my most trusted people, I know he loves me, he's being negative onto this, I'm going to pursue this anyway. What did you see in that opportunity that kept driving you?
I saw other people having the life that I wanted. I saw other people just like me, young women, moms, other people who had no fitness or health involved background, no people who had background in sales having the success I wanted.
Were you scared?
I was scared. I remember asking the person who presented me the opportunity, is this something you think I can do? And she said, sure, if you try. And in my head I thought, well, you know what, worst case scenario, nothing changes, so why not give it a shot? I honestly didn't even know if I'd succeed, but it scared me more thinking about not trying than putting forth my best effort and maybe getting nowhere than never even giving it a shot.
For mine, it was a little bit different. My wife and I had 2 kids. KK was our second child. We were living in government housing. We were on food stamps. We were on Medicaid. We were on WIC. We were on everything you could possibly think of. And I joined the Army as a way to escape, to try and get out of that and earn things on my own. I didn't like having things given to me like that. When I got out of the Army, I thought, okay, I'm more mature, I'm older, we're ready to roll. I had 3 kids by now. Came back to Helena, Montana, ended up right back in the same situation. We were in Helena housing, we were on food stamps, we were on Medicaid, we were on WIC. I couldn't get a job anywhere. I finally got 2 job offers on the same day. One of them was in sales, selling appliances and electronics, and the other one was pounding nails on a construction site. Every person close to me thought they were giving me the right advice. They were telling me to take the construction job. It was steady income, it provided insurance, it provided benefits. I didn't have to guess what my paychecks were going to be, but I looked at what I saw as my opportunity in sales. If I just outworked everybody next to me, outperformed everybody, out-trained, out-learned, and out-hustled everybody, hustle's a big part of what we're going to talk about here in the future, then I could determine my own success. No one else was going to determine my success for me. And all those, even though those close to me were trying to give me the advice they thought was best for me, I had to make a decision for myself on what I thought my opportunity was. And my opportunity, which looked like an unconquerable mountain, I never sold anything in my life, had no experience in sales whatsoever, turned out to be one of the best decisions I ever made getting into sales. From there I got in the auto industry, did some other things, but you can't be afraid. And sometimes your Goliath, just like in the story of David and Goliath, Goliath came out there for 40 straight days, right? It was 40, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, 40 straight days Goliath came out, and he challenged any Israelite to come fight him. When David had heard that, and he said, well, why don't someone go fight him? What do you get if you go out there and defeat him? And everyone told him about all the riches and the king's daughter and all the stuff you'd get if you go out there and beat Goliath. He's like, well, why don't somebody go do it? Right? Even his own brother and Saul himself told David not to do it. You're going to lose. You're going to get killed. You're fighting a battle you can't win. They were giving him that advice with the right intentions. They weren't telling him that because they were jealous. They weren't telling him that because they just wanted to see him go, or they didn't want to see him succeed. They told him that because their heart was in the right place. Just like my heart was in the right place with KK, and just like a lot of people were speaking into my life, their heart was in the right place with me. But David had to make his own decision. Just like you have to make your own decision. You have to listen to what's in here, and you have to have faith in yourself to go out and conquer your Goliaths, just like David did. David went out there, we all know what happened. David went out there and slayed Goliath, and David became the king of the land, the king of Israel. Married Saul's daughter, got the riches, his family didn't have to pay taxes. All because, even though those close around him were telling him and giving him with all the right intentions not to go out there and do it because he would surely lose, he had faith in himself. He saw what everyone else looked at as an unconquerable mountain, as an opportunity for success, and he went out and did it. Right?
Right. And that's how I feel kind of about our story too. You know, like I told you already, we had so much going against us, but you know, I kind of like to think when he tells his story that the apple didn't fall far from the tree, because when I was presented with our opportunity, my husband and I were also on food stamps, Medicaid, WIC, using rent to pay savings. My husband had lost his job, and for us, that was a big Goliath right there. That seemed like the worst thing that could ever happen to us. This big thing, this big bump in the road. No one ever expects something like that to happen, but that's the thing about life, is it happens unexpectedly and you can't prepare for it. And so when that happened, it felt like, well, what are we going to do now? And that's when the opportunity presented itself. And so had I not been, you know, brave enough to try something different and try something new and decide that I'm the only person that can get us over that big Goliath and past that roadblock, then who knows where we'd be today. And just by saying yes to this opportunity that presented itself in a form I never would have expected, you know, my husband and I both stay home now. We've been able to build our direct sales business to a 6-figure income. We help a lot of people reach their goals as well, and it's completely changed our lives. So
there's what we want to challenge you to do this in this next coming days. We want you to start looking for your opportunity. Okay? While you're looking for your opportunity, also look for things in your life that may be obstacles for you, right? We all have goals. I'm sure a lot of you out there have goals. A lot of you guys have goals and you feel like this road bump or this obstacle are keeping me from achieving my goals. Those road bumps, those obstacles may be your opportunity for success. You can't be afraid to take them on. You can't be afraid to take yourself on and challenge yourself when those roadblocks and those Goliaths come up. Those may be the key to your success, how you take those on. So make sure you're keeping your eyes open, make sure you're keeping your mind open, make sure you're staying focused on everything you've got out there before you. A lot of you I know personally that are tuning into this have had these, and you've got stories of your own to share. We encourage you to share them. Go to our, I can't remember all the pages we got. KK is going to go through those with you, but go onto our pages on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and all these social media sites we're on. Share your story. I know a lot of you out there have them, and your story may encourage somebody else, like we're hoping to do with some of you today. So if you've got a story out there where you've had an obstacle in your life, or you have an obstacle in your life and you're just starting to take it on and take on yourself in that, chasing your success, make sure you share it with others, have an impact on other people. So next week we're going to come back to you. We're going to talk about a couple other things. We're going to talk about one of the keys to success that I found early in my life, and it changed my life forever. And it had nothing to do with focusing on my success. It was about focusing on other people's success. And someone told me one time, Mike, if you want to be more successful, make other people more successful. If you want to make more money, help more people. And it didn't make a lot of sense to me at first, but now it makes all the sense in the world. It catapulted my career. It makes me feel better about a lot of things. So we're going to talk about that a little bit next week, along with your tool belt, right? We're going to talk about the tool belt, the tools that go in your tool belt, how to pull them out when you need them, not to grab them when you don't need them, things like that. Make sure you join in with us next week. KK is going to go through the sites with you again Monday at 6 o'clock.
Yep, Monday at 6 o'clock. We'll be here again. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube at Conquering Your Goliath, our Instagram. Follow us at Conquering Your Goliath. We have a Facebook fan page you can follow. And if you share your story, make sure you hashtag Conquering Your Goliath. And the last thing I want to end with is, when God closes one door, He always opens another one, but it's your choice to step through the door. So have a great rest of your evening. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week.